Hit record, and today is Tuesday, May 18th, 2021. Welcome to Habit, Skills, and Attitude, and today we will cover the cycle of the sale. A lot of you are familiar with this from Sales Academy, and let me share my screen here. One second, guys. Here we go. The cycle of the sale. Like I said, a lot of us are familiar with it. Some of us need to get more familiar with it, but understanding it will allow you to be in the field more often with just a better sense of understanding where you are. And so you can kind of leave the cycle and come back to it at any point. If you're sitting down with somebody in a business and they have to answer a phone call, or they have a customer walk in, or something gets paused temporarily, you can always come back to it and kind of continue to build that excitement. But the cycle of selling, okay, which can be found in the Good Old Success Manual on page 64. Okay, the sales presentation is an orderly presentation of ideas to a prospective client with the intention of motivating them to buy your product or service. There are 8 parts to the family heritage cycle of selling. All right. Guys, while I go through this, there's 8 of them. I'm kind of slow down on each one and just kind of explain some the why, but also other ideas on how to produce the outcomes that you're looking for. So obviously 1 through 8 real quick are pre-approach, number 2 are approach, 3 introduction, 4 presentation, 5 close, 6 responses to objections, 7 solidification, and 8 none other than field recruiting. So guys, every single time you approach and do a demo, those 8 should be involved. So number 1, pre-approach. Through pre-approach and referrals, gathering pertinent information regarding prospective clients that may be used in your approach. All right, guys, before hitting the field, I would highly recommend that you do some research on where you are working. All right, you've heard Van say it before, marry your turf. All right, just as you would a spouse or someone else, know everything about them. Know what you're getting into. Know the power names. A lot of this stuff can be done via Google. Googling who your chief of police, the fire chiefs, the postmasters, the churches, the principals, the school mascots, everything that you can think about your small town that you grew up in, or maybe it's a large city. But the same things that you would want to know about your place of living, find out about other people. You can learn a lot about the industries there. Facebook. All right, Kyle uses Facebook as a way to kind of network and market himself. It's still a great way just to kind of, as Rob would say, kind of be stalky and find out who's doing business with who. It's just in a small town, word travels, and they all use Facebook. Make a list of all the businesses, or at least some of the smaller businesses that you're trying to get into, which should look like this. Guys, if you are watching this, I have a list put up right now. This is Mount Olive. This is currently where Billy Hicks is working. We have sat down and kind of gone through, hey, Southern Bank, you'll find Sandy McCarty, Kim Anderson, Crystal Hargrove, Valerie Robinson, True Value, Mr. Tony Jones owns that place, Mel Anderson, Mount Olive Family Medicine. So guys, if you'll take the time to type out a list, either on your iPad or in paper form, when you're speaking to somebody, slide that list over to them and say, hey, can I ask for your help? Do you know anybody that works at these businesses? How many of you ever asked somebody for pre-approach and like, I don't know, right? We ask for referrals, we ask for field recruits, and a lot of people are just like, I don't know, because they don't know who you are. They have a hard time trusting you. But if you'll slide a piece of paper with a bunch of businesses on it over to them, you'll be surprised at how many people want to show you how many people that they know. Oh, Hope works over there at Carnegie Realty. Oh, Miss Chris, she works at Wiggins Auto Sales. I know her. I know Hutch. He works over at Tar Heel Construction. And so you'll be shocked at the amount of people that are willing to go, oh, that's so-and-so, that's so-and-so, that's so-and-so. A lot different than, hey, who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know? So guys, trust me, Van taught me this years ago. I started implementing it, and I was shocked at how quick I was able to fill up my names list and learn who these people were. Just simply ask. Okay. Been working with Billy Hicks lately, and you know what? He always takes time to ask. We ask for the sale, we ask for pre-approach, we ask for recruits, we ask everybody, hey, can you do me a favor? Can I ask for your help? If you don't ask, don't be surprised if you don't get the answer that you want. All right. Now, number 2, approaching. This is something a couple weeks back on Friday when we were in Greensboro all together. I think Patrick Nairn did a great job on approaching. And as you could tell, he has a ton of enthusiasm. You need enthusiasm. Okay. You need to be able to introduce yourself to somebody else. And that's simply all it is. Shake hands, big smile on your face, eye contact, great posture. All right, guys, what we have, everybody needs. It's an awesome product. Have confidence in that product. Walk through the door and just shake hands. Leave people better than you felt them. Now, an idea on how to approach. Patrick was doing a great job of explaining, hey, I was just talking to so-and-so and so-and-so. Usually the third or fourth person, a 3-dimensional name. Rick over at AutoZone. He has, that yellow beat up car. He's super cool, and also talking to Nancy. If you're using Sales Rabbit correctly, you can go to the lead section of Sales Rabbit. All right. And if you go over to the right-hand side where there's 3 little bars, descending bars, you can click on that and you can go by name, distance, or appointment. Do distance, okay? And that's going to bring you to your nearest businesses that you've just talked to. And you can show them as you're doing your approach, hey, I was just talking to JT Lee and Sons, all right? And also Rick over at Machine Welding Supply. You probably know Miss Regina over at the Decorative Concrete Solutions. You're literally showing them all the businesses that you have just talked to on your Sales Rabbit, okay? And guess what? I just wanted to make sure I didn't pass you over. Do you have a place to sit down? They're going to be way more inclined to sit down with you because you just showed them all the other businesses literally on your Sales Rabbit that you have just talked to. All right, guys, this is something I just figured out about 6 months ago, and it works. Use Sales Rabbit in your approach. Have it open, have it ready, and just show them. Show, don't tell. Number 3, introduction. Building rapport and transitioning to presentation. Guys, again, on page 64 of your success manual, transitioning from the approach to the benefits section in your presentation, it includes rapport, need building, and creating a buying atmosphere. Guys, our introduction is very conversational. Miss Jones, who do you know that's also been affected by cancer? When I was talking to Rick next door, he was saying that his uncle had gone through melanoma 2 years ago. Miss Sally, her mother also had breast cancer. If you don't mind me asking, who's the closest person to you that's been affected by cancer? Friend, neighbor, family member? Oh, my grandfather, my brother, whoever. All right, it's very conversational. Then it's easy to go, hey, can I show you something? Understand that in the introduction, okay? Again, we are just simply transitioning that approach into the presentation. In between, consider this, okay? The word for, F-O-R. When you're in somebody's office, if you're in somebody's house, for stands for family, occupation, recreation. I learned this from Dan Shelton a couple years ago. For, F-O-R, family, occupation, recreation. People love to talk about, one, their family. Hey, do you have any children? What's your wife do? How long y'all been married? Where are they from? Whatever, okay? People love talking about their family. If you go in their office, guess what? They have a picture on the wall. They have a picture on their desk. Talk about their family, okay? O is for occupation. What do you do here? How long you been here? Did you start this business or did you buy it from somebody? What exactly do you guys do? People love talking about their occupation, what they do. Guess what? We love talking about our occupation. We share it with others. So People definitely share why they got into the business that they're in. Oh, is it because your father was a fireman? You know, is your family also first responders? Guys, get them talking about their family and occupation. They won't stop. Okay. And then R is for recreation. What do you guys like to do for fun? You know, what do y'all do around here? What do you do on the weekends? I see you got a bunch of deer on the wall. You know, how fast were you driving when you hit them? You know, keep it light, joke with them. So, you know, if they have side by sides, do you ride here locally? Or do you get out and travel? You know, man, it looks like you've been on a bunch of cruises. I've never been on a cruise, or I've been on a bunch of cruises. You know, there's so many ways to build rapport and common ground. So remember, 4, FOR, family, occupation, recreation. You can always keep that in the chamber. Guys, number 4 is presentation. Family Heritage has done a very great, awesome job creating a presentation that is enticing. Okay, guys, we used to carry big binders. Now they're nice and colorful and very, very simple to follow. So show, don't tell. As the first 4 or 5 pages, you should literally just be reading the words. The American Cancer Society says that cancer will occur in 3 out of 4 families. We all hope to not be that 4th family, but you know, cancer plays no favorites. 1 in 3 men. And guys, we're simply reading the presentation with enthusiasm. Show, don't tell. 5, close. I thought that Jim Kanosh did a great job at this a couple weeks ago when we were in Greensboro. Closing is just bringing the prospect to a decision. All right. We get one chance to show this to folks. Okay. You can just do me a favor when I'm done. Just give me a big old fat yes or a no. Is that fair? Do you know I asked for that favor? Guys, we should already have done that early on. Okay. You cannot be shocked if you don't get the answer that you want if you haven't done all the heavy lifting up front. Doing a great job with pre-approach, approach, introduction, you know, laying out a quality, smooth presentation, something that you have to practice, and then just simply closing them. All right. Using names that you've already talked to, whether they bought or not. Miss Jones liked the fact that she, you know, the money was paid directly to her. Mr. Roberts liked the amount that we paid. You know, just out of curiosity, what is it that you like? Responses to objections. Rebuttal number 1, rebuttal number 2. I completely understand how you feel. Feel, felt, found. All right. Knowing the objections again, you're going to be able to squash a lot of the objections on the front side, and you'll kind of see them coming from a mile away. All right. If you're sitting down with somebody and their spouse is not there, or they're a single parent, you know, if you'll study the objections and really do a phenomenal job of reading testimonials and studying all the testimonials, getting good at reading them, you're going to be able to squash a lot of those things to where when you get to the end, there are no more objections. Okay. It's just an easy transition right into just signing them up on the application. Number 7, solidification. Reaffirming the prospect's buying decision keeps them from having buyer's remorse and prepares them to be able to give referrals. Number 7 is huge. Okay. A lot of us will just go, oh, they signed up. Great. Well, see you later. Guys, slow down. In this process here, you need to make sure that they feel good about what they just did. Because there's nothing really tangible that we're giving them after we leave other than a brochure, your business card. And that's about it. That doesn't give them a whole lot other than a promise that Family Heritage is making to them that we're going to take care of them in a tough time. So guys, some ideas here. Okay. I would say Toy Bellamy does a phenomenal job of this. All right. Again, copy people who are successful. Write the return of premium amount on the brochure. All right, Ms. Jones, your premium is $60 a month, $100 a month for the next 12 months times 25. In 25 years, this is the amount of money that will be paid back to you. This is what you are saving, okay? Write the reason that they bought. They bought it for the peace of mind. They bought it for the security. They liked how affordable it was. Write it on the brochure so they, 2 years from now when they are cleaning out their junk drawer and they pull out our brochure and they go, oh yeah, that's why I bought it. All right. I'm saving this much money. And then a nice little slogan, stick and stay and make us pay. Stick and stay and make us pay. One way or another, we're going to be paying our clients, either in the form of a return of premium, or we're going to be paying them benefits. All right, probably more money than they put into this policy. Stick and stay and make us pay. And following that, guys, if you are not writing thank you cards to your clients, you're missing something. Thank them for the time that they just granted you, because a lot of our time that we're spending with them is inside of a business, and they could be doing something else other than talking to us. So they gave you the time, they needed what you had, wanted what you had, they trusted you, they liked you. One of those reasons they ended up signing up and giving you their account number for years on end. So thank them for their time. Send them a thank you card right away. Guys, if you sign somebody up today, it's Tuesday, if you'll put a thank you card in the mail, it'll probably be there by Friday, Saturday at the latest. And guess what? When they go to that mailbox, they go, oh, Brian sent me a thank you card. Wow, that's so professional. His business card's on the inside. Guess what they're not going to do anytime soon? They're not canceling. Okay? By Friday afternoon, they might go, ooh, I don't know if I should have done that. I don't know if I should have bought that policy. That's an extra $80, $90, $150 out of my account monthly. I don't know, but they go to the mailbox and they see that you took the time to write them a thank you card. Oh, this girl's for real. I feel good about my purchase now. I think they're going to take care of me. All right. Here's another idea. If you had a sit down with a business owner or somebody of influence, or just somebody that, you know what, that was a nice conversation, I really thoroughly enjoyed spending my time with them, send them a thank you card. If they're on the fence, I just don't know, send them a thank you card. You'll be shocked at the amount of people that will call you back eventually. Now, I'm not saying it's 60 or 70%, but if it's 20%, that's a big number. If you're thinking about the time that it takes to write a thank you card, which is what, about 1 minute and 49 seconds, lick a stamp, stick it in the mail. Guys, the amount of money that you can make is tenfold. And then on top of that, guess what? You're somebody who cares about other people, and they're more apt to give you referrals on down the road. I do it all the time. All right. I'm not the best salesman, but I will say that I'll take time to write thank you cards. And I've ended up signing folks that were just big old maybes or no thank yous. Or just, I had a lady last week. I demoed her, 8 months ago. She called me last week. Hey, my Aflac policy is about to run out. I want to get your policy. Signed her up for $108 a month. And the longer you're here, it probably is not going to happen in your first month or so, but the longer you're here, you see more and more and more of that stuff. All right. So slow down, let them know, hey, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate your business. I look forward to working with you in the next months or years, and this is when you're able to ask for referrals. All right. If you haven't signed up for Kate Wright's referral getting course, I would definitely do so. Or if you know somebody in your organization that's good at getting referrals, get with them. Okay. I don't get, 10 or 15 each time. I will get 1 or 2. And again, it's a skill. I've got to develop mine better, but you've got to ask, who do you know that's, much like your situation, maybe has a small child at home, who do you know that just based on who you are would listen to me for 30 seconds? Break eye contact. Do you mind if I jot a couple names down? All right. Number 8, to wrap things up, field recruiting. All right. Again, it's a numbers game. If you will add in field recruiting to every single demo, you will get somebody that is sharp, that is coachable, like Billy Hicks, and then you will multiply yourself. Those people are out there. Right now, we see a lot of signs for help wanted, and people, nobody wants to go to work because they're receiving unemployment and stimulus checks, and there's just, the country, or I'll say the world, is very lazy right now. But guys, I promise you, there are other hungry folks out there that are self-motivators. If we just sit there and ask, hey, who do you know? Who do you know that would probably want to do what I do? I go in here and I help people solve a problem that they don't know they have. I just tell a bunch of jokes while I do it. Who do you know? Who do you know? And guys, if you'll just put pressure on the systems and this system of selling, all right, the cycle of selling, the 8 steps every single time. And the more you do it, the better you will get. All right. And that way you win. Like I said, you can get distracted. You can have things happen in the middle of a presentation, and you can stay on track, and you can keep that enthusiasm. You can keep that emotion that's involved. So guys, those was just some ideas, and feel free to jump in with questions. And Brian, if you would like to jump in as well, let me know, kind of fill in the gaps.
Yeah, Zach, I think you did a fantastic job covering that, man. I mean, a couple key takeaways I think everyone should really implement today. Thank you notes, guys. That is huge. I mean, you know, it's definitely easy to do it, and it's easy not to do it. You know, you can be lazy, or you can be proactive in a sense, and you know that just helps. You know, if you are thankful, guys, for the amount of money you made off that client, and you know what that did for your family, why not send them a thank you? You know, they will stay on the books a lot longer. I promise you, they will. You're gonna solidify the sale, but not only to your clients, but you know, to any business that you walk into. And I'm telling you guys this firsthand, but I have got into more than enough businesses just by sending a thank you note, just a simple follow up. And regardless if I get into it or not, you know, just taking that, you know, 60 seconds at the end of the day to write that business owner a thank you. Thank you for your time. Or even if you didn't even get to meet the guy and you keep on, you know, playing the runaround game, going into the business, and you can't ever get in touch with the owner, and there's that gatekeeper there. Well, number one, try approaching that business before 8 a.m. or after 5 or 6 p.m. because, you know, chances are that gatekeeper is not going to be there. But if for whatever reason you still can't meet him, you know, just send a quick thank you note and say, hey, Mr. Business Owner, I've been meaning to introduce myself to you. My name's Brian. Work with a lot of businesses in the area. And I keep on, you know, I've met Melanie several times, the secretary, and just trying to get in touch with you, just trying to introduce myself to you. And guys, you know, people get that. And just for an example, I got into Goldsboro Police Department simply for that fact. You know, this was years ago, and I could never meet the chief. He would never come out. Every time I approached him, he was in a business meeting. You know, the secretary would come out. Oh yeah, Brian, sorry, he's not in, or he's tied up. Guys, I just took advantage and sent him a thank you note. And I swear, guys, the next time, it was like the second time I approached him, after I wrote that thank you note, he personally came out and said, Brian, he's like, man, I got your thank you note. Come on back in the office, and you know, let's talk for a second. That stuff works, guys. So you're missing the boat if you don't do it. So awesome job, Zach.
Right, I appreciate that. And it's simple. It works smarter, not harder. I think we're taught a type of system early on, fresh out of sales academy, which is, you know, a lot of activity, you know, knocking on doors and just doing a lot of things we really don't. Let's be honest, nobody likes to do that. Nobody finds that amusing, and that's really meant to be done temporarily. Patrick talks about Kyle's 3 stages, where, you know, cold market, warm market, and then a referral based market. And if you're doing this correctly, we should all be transitioning to a much warmer and warmer market. Okay. Cold calling is a great skill to have, but if I've been cold called for 5 years, I don't know if I'd be here, honestly. I don't think anybody's geared to take that type of rejection for that long. So after a certain amount of time, let's call it 6 months to a year, you should be continually sharpening that saw and working on your business, not so much just in your business. Let me drive out the turf and get just shot at and missed, and you know the rest of that. But slow down, do the small things, study, become a student of the turf that you're in, marry it, become a student of the people who are there, get involved in certain charities, get involved. And I'm not saying any sleazy stuff and, you know, buy your way into a network, but just genuinely care about people And I promise you, it will come back to you tenfold. And just the longer you're there, the more consistent you are, good things are going to happen. Farmers don't plant one day and then harvest the next day. It usually takes time. So guys, just put some of this stuff into motion. And I promise you, sooner than later, you're going to have more and more results in just the easier route. So
Zach,
yes, sir. Go ahead.
Can you actually just show us all one thing? Because I can see your screen when you were sharing it.
Yeah.
I really like the fact when you were talking about pre-approach and using Sales Rabbit to show the names. Can you show us how to actually how to do that really quick?
Absolutely.
I saw that you went to your lead section or something like that.
Yep. Can you see that, Brian?
Yeah, I can see it.
Perfect. All right. So on the upper, there's 4 little boxes at the very top. It says map. Then you have street, leads, and customers. So the map is obviously going to show you a map of the area. But if you'll hit leads, all right, second one to the right, and you'll go over to the right-hand side where there's 3 little bars, descending bars. Okay. It gives you 3 options: name, distance, and appointment. Hit the distance based on where you are. That is going to give you all the businesses that you have approached and changed the pin on nearby. So you can literally just show them in your approach, hey, I was just talking to JT Lee and Sons, and just on down and down and down. All right. And literally by distance, it could be 100 miles away, but whatever, it's going to show me or show them everybody I've talked to. It's
That's
just
awesome.
It's just an easy way to show your pre-approach that you are a student and that you are literally not trying to skip over anybody. And hey, I just wanted to pop in real quick and give you a quick idea of what I do. It's just, you're next on my list. Now, hey, do you have a place to sit down? Maybe you go sit down with them, or they go, nah, get out of here. Cool. I go next door and I'm going to show my Sales Rabbit. That's who I just talked to. And then if you've been in the area long enough, you're going to have a bunch of green pins, which mean that they're clients. And sometimes people go, well, what's that pin mean? What's that pin mean? It's just, guys, we're professional and we've come a very long way versus maps that we used to draw by hand and a pen. Just very elementary, but now it's sharp. And yeah.
You probably don't want to show a lot of the black ones, right? The black pins, the not interested ones.
Yeah, the black NIs are not interested. I don't even mark
no one's
those.
interested.
Yeah, I just show the folks that have bought, or I need to go back to, or I demoed. But yeah, guys, this Sales Rabbit is sexy. I know that Family Heritage is working on their own little CRM. I know that it will also be sexy. And guys, we have iPads. We're up to date. We are. It is simplified. It's so simple, and we're just sharing it with everybody. And yeah, that's all I got.
Awesome,
Yeah,
Zach.
a phenomenal Tuesday, and I don't think a lot of us don't have to wear a mask, which is awesome. So now a lot of people get to see your face for the first time and get to be a human. So get out and shake some hands and fist bump or whatever you do, and just leave people that better than you found them. So
just make sure you brushed your teeth this morning.
Please brush your teeth. That is a pet peeve of mine. I'm just kidding.
All right, bye, y'all.
All right, see y'all.